The button up top.
Hello.
It is. What's going on? It's Sketchy Live Monday, the podcast.
Yes.
You've made it. You found us. We found you. Vice versa, however that goes. Hey, we got so much to talk about, right, Ity-B?
We do. We had a tremendous
time.
time.
My gosh. We just came back from a fantastic trip in Detroit, Michigan, and then headed to the Bavarian bliss town
of
Frankenmuth, and we got so much to talk about. So hang in there. Check it out. It's going to be a cool ride. Hit it. I love our intro.
It is fun.
So much fun. My favorite
it's a
part.
Lot of fun.
My favorite part of the intro is the part of you where you're all pointing at your hat or your beanie,
and I'm squinting.
Yeah. So it's so adorable. Like
it's
I almost want to make T-shirts of that because it's so you. That is truly your personality.
It's on bit. It's a blast from the past. Any of our OGs watching will remember that reference.
What is going on? It's Sketchy Live Monday. I am Johnny Jalopy, hot rod artist, designer, pseudo fabricator, and with me by my side, rocking the podcast, keeping it all together when we're doing sketches, puts me in check, does it all. The fabulous, the smart, the beautiful, the intelligent. Ooh. Sexy Ity-B.
Hi guys.
What is going on, Ity-B?
I am so excited. We have been talking about this recap since last Monday. We flew in late.
Yeah,
last Monday night.
We thought about doing. I had a thought about doing. Trying to do it
like a midnight
on
episode?
The plane or something like that, or in the airport. But I was like, that'll be too weird.
So we had to sit on this for a week, but we had a fantastic time with our buddies up in Michigan.
Yes.
I'm so excited to share with you.
Michigan crew is amazing.
What's been going
Who is
on
the podcast? Ity-B hanging out with us.
I'm going to do a quick run through.
We got lots to talk about. So much to talk about with you guys to share. Hopefully you're ready to hear about it. We had such a fun time.
We did. We've got Lizzie Daughtry.
What's
We've
up,
got
Lizzie?
Philip Pearson joining us.
Hey, all right, Philip.
Paul Marziani. Lizzie Daughtry's giving her Ms. Butterfree 34 YouTube channel as always. So go check that out. She's got some cool resin jewelry and trinkets over there. Ralph Pop Sanchez. Hey, y'all, been waiting for the show. Man, your project is really coming along very nicely. We are going to talk about that too.
Yeah, we'll have to.
We've got Jackson Fuller tuning in. Hello, guys and gals from Portland, Victoria, Australia.
Looks like there's a Rick there too. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm still going. Rick Ciclari.
There we go.
How are you, Johnny? Of course, I watched your show on Ian's numerous times. Love all your work. And of course, his is beyond control. I'm in Beverly Hills, Florida. I didn't realize it. Yes, we are in Florida as well.
Hey.
So Beverly Hills is not too far away. Jackson Fuller said, love the pod.
Hey, thanks.
Wiley Vincent joining us. Hello to you both.
What's up, Wiley?
We've got Mac Williams. Hello, but not from Idaho. Tonight I'm tuning in from the Oregon coast area that we really want to totally visit at some point.
Oh my God, you guys can we just say how grateful we are that you guys take us along on your journeys and that even though you're on vacation or whatever you're doing, you still stop in and say, hey,
I know.
Thanks for doing that. Enjoy your vacation.
We've got the tremendous Ron Sidlak joining
What's
us.
up, Ron?
Bam, we made it. We're going to be talking about Ron in just a little bit, so stay tuned. Bobby Theriault's joining us. Hey, y'all, me and Betty checking in from Columbus, Georgia.
Well, hello to you both.
Haven't seen you guys on in a while. Hope you're doing well. We had the privilege of meeting Bobby and Betty when we were in Georgia a couple of years ago. Howard Pierpont, which will be here in about a month and a week.
Check him out. We're going to get him on the pod and talk about some more stuff. We got to catch up.
He's got so much stuff to share. 79 in Clear, Mineola, Texas tonight for him.
Mineola.
This is Nicole's phone. I'm not sure if this is Nicole Ferguson. Please confirm. Tuning in from YouTube. Hey guys, I'm wondering if it is because we're going to be talking about Nicole as well.
Boom on the U.
Right.
Boom. Perfect.
Phil Pearson said, do you think you will do an episode with the Kona 5 mods or walkthrough? We are going to be doing a video very soon.
We are. I want to go through and sit and talk about what I've done, what I've accomplished, oh my God, like today was an ups and downs. I started calling what I go out there and do instead of like garage time or whatever. I'm starting to call them sessions because it's like when you go out to learn to skate or you're, skate guys understand, you do a session. So you have a good sessions. Sometimes you have frustrating sessions.
Musicians also have sessions.
They do call those sessions. Those are more like practices and stuff like that. But yeah.
So we will talk about that. We're gonna move fast through this introductions right now. So I apologize if I missed somebody, but we want to get through this so we can get to what we're going to share. Jim McMillan joining us. Hey guys, excited to hear about your trip. Yay, because we will be sharing that. Phil Pearson is in Lake County, Florida. Another Florida guy. Richard Hahn, Rick from Alpena, Michigan. Rick, did we meet you at the show? Were you at the show in Michigan?
Very possible.
Stefan Hannetsetter, greetings from Salzburg.
What?
Salzburg, where is that? Is that Germany?
Well, maybe. Or
doesn't it sound German?
There might be a Texas. I think there's like a Salzburg, Texas.
Stefan, where are you tuning in from?
Where are you from? Tell us.
Rick said, where are you located? Down here near Beverly Hills. I heard you say something, but it blurted out. We're in the Tampa Bay area, Newport Richey area.
That's right. That's right up west.
Yep.
West Coast.
The McCoys are joining us.
My fingers are so jacked up I can't even put those two fingers together.
My God, arthritic. The McCoys are joining us from Maurice, Louisiana. McCoys.
What's up, McCoys?
Wanted to let you know they had a request. They wanted to order a shirt from us have everyone at the show sign it.
So cool.
Yeah. So it's already packed up in an envelope. I have not invoiced you, but you know how to get a hold of us. So let me know.
Settle down, Jingles.
So excited. Scott Ferguson. Yes, and it was Nicole. Nicole and I are here. This is her first time catching the show.
We are so excited.
We're going to be talking about you guys in a little bit.
The ins, the outs.
Zach Parks is joining us.
Like
Hola. And from Waverly, Virginia. Thanks for tuning in. Rick said yes, he was there at the show. So fantastic.
Right yes.
Oh, Stefan said Salzburg is in Austria.
In
Europe. You are our first Austrian.
Well, we are excited.
We are global, guys.
Yes.
We are so global.
Welcome to the podcast. Just to let you know, since it's the first time really seeing you, we generally do Sketchy where we draw and do stuff. But we've added now this new thing that Ity-B are doing, which is to kind of take a little bit of pressure off me because ideas are starting to pile up, which is great. Like I've had some recent ideas of some cool stuff to draw, and sometimes the tank is empty. So this doing podcast thing has been a great way to get the juices flowing but it also allows us to talk to each other, which is cool.
Johnny likes to chat. He's a chatter.
You
wouldn't know it.
Oh my God. I'm the chatter.
Okay. Wiley Vincent said your Volkswagen project is turning out awesome.
Hey,
again,
thanks.
We will be sharing more on that in a moment.
Yep.
We have got Evandro Ponce Munhoz from Brazil. Bienvenidos.
Yes.
Welcome.
We're so grateful for our Brazilian followers too.
Gary Ploppin is joining us.
What's up, Gary?
We did get to see Gary. We're going to be talking about Gary.
For sure.
We got to see him when we were up in Michigan. Terry Lund is tuning in from Michigan as well.
Oh my
Welcome.
God. Michigan.
In the house.
Hey, hopefully maybe the little flyer thing we handed out, people are finding.
Yes.
Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Yeah.
Our ride or die Draco Cycles tuning in from Georgia. 72 degrees in Georgia tonight.
Good to see you. So good. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend. I just saw his name pop up right there too. Go ahead.
Shaggy
LeBlanc.
He was our hostess with the mostest up in Michigan.
Very much so. Both him and Ron, man.
Yes. All of them. Well,
yeah. Really, I'm just saying the main hosting duties for sure. They both gave us duties.
From Tuscaloosa, Alabama. You know how I love to say it.
Tuscaloosa.
You are doing a great job on your project, Mike Quilliams.
Hey, what's up, Mike Williams?
Not to be confused with Mike
Williams.
Right. This is Mike Quilliams. Love it.
So cool.
Scott Ferguson said, because Johnny is famous. Have you met him? He's a celebrity.
Yeah. I don't have big trophies though.
So. No, we do not. And Mike Hicks, our wonderful friend Hicks.
Mike Hicks.
We got to spend some time with up in Michigan as well. Fun day Monday. Okay. Caught up on the introductions.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
So we get up It's 7 o'clock. I go into the shower. I take a shower. I go. No, I'm just kidding. We won't go into that deep. Much detail.
But we were.
But we did get up early, and we started heading to the airport, and got never any traffic. Well, we say never. It's Tampa. There's generally not as much traffic the time that we decided to go, and we hit traffic. And our new air carrier that we decided to go with had changed their baggage laws on us.
It's been this way. We've just never been this late.
I never paid attention.
So we missed our morning flight and had to catch a later flight. So we really missed an entire day.
Yes, but we tried to stay positive, and we made lemonade out of lemons, because we decided, you know what? Let's just hang out at the airport and do like a picnicky, fun, nappy kind of thing. We did
nap. We napped at the airport. But it was a great start to the trip. We were super mellow.
Yeah, we grabbed some drinks at Hard Rock.
Talked to a few people. Had a few laughs.
We'll listen to some ladies who were obviously must be some sort of PR firm, whining and complaining about the people they work for.
I was going to jump in. I had a lot to add. Mm-hmm. I didn't like where the company was going, but
we tried to guess the name of the of our bartender, who looked like something out of a 70s, some sort of cop show or something like that. A little rusty, or he looked like a Chuck or a. Yeah, anyway,
I forget what it was.
It was
because
it was like Wiley or something. Yeah.
Wyatt, maybe.
Yeah, Wyatt, something crazy.
In any case, we finally made it to Michigan late Thursday night. Didn't meet up with Shaggy until Friday morning. So we head over to Shaggy's Friday morning. And first things first.
Oh my goodness. So
we're sitting there and we're waiting for Scott and Nicole Ferguson to show up. They had Scott's 51 Dodge, fresh out of paint.
Look at you knowing what it is.
How could I not? It's a 51, which is our number.
That's great though. Yeah.
Just out of paint. They had just finished it like the night before. He hadn't even
seen it. They had wrapped it up. Him and Shag, supposedly, from what he said, was like 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Went home, kind of fell asleep for like an hour or two. I don't think Shaggy slept.
I don't think he did.
And then they were coming in the morning to pull. They'd already, untaped it and kind of, I think they did like maybe a little bit of a sanding on it, and then decided to pull it out of the garage. So this is going to be the first time, really, Scott's going to see his car in the daylight. Full view. And I know what that feels like when you pull the car out. You've been working on it. You're so close to the details.
Well, because it was in the paint booth, there was really no way to see it from
Sure. No, that's what I'm saying. You're so looking at the details to really pull it out into the street to really take a look at it. So such a privilege to get to witness a guy who's been working on this custom car for quite a few years.
We met him at Autorama, and it was primered then, and the thing looks sick then.
Oh, sure,
just
and it's
the stance.
I think he said something about like he had intended to run it in primer for so long, and then he never really thought about actually painting, and then decided
2 days before a show. No, it was longer than that.
Well, that's how you do though. And of course, I bet he didn't share with his anybody what color he was going to paint it. And
probably not, because you can't do that as a car guy. Now I know.
You don't want to give any of your secrets away, especially before you're going to a big show. You don't want anybody going, "Oh, look at that! Another black and orange flamed car showed up out of the blue."
So
great idea.
So this was such a great moment to sit back, and I wasn't even looking at the car. I was looking at him.
Yeah. Well,
and I was like, "Wow, look at!"
And I was like, that's weird. Ity-B, what's going on?
Why is she staring at this?
That's kind of strange.
I wanted to see his reaction, and it was
it was really
priceless.
Cool. Yeah, and then to be able to take photos of it, and just to be in the presence of somebody really getting to see their hard work come to an end. Which I know there was more that he wanted, wet sand and do all that stuff, but it was just really cool to be a part of that. That wasn't like we had asked to be a part of it, and we just happened to be lucky enough to fall into that.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Scott, man. And the car came out phenomenal. Shaggy and you guys did a fantastic job. And the paint looked great.
Yeah.
And the car is a very unique car. And we talked about it last week, our last podcast, how just it's one of those vehicles that if you see it in its stock form, you would never look at it as a possible custom.
Right.
But
he's done great work on
it. But holy cow, now every time I see one of those, and I'm like, that thing has got tons of potential.
For sure.
Yeah. So great job, man.
And then my finger biting began with the loading on the trailer. This is the part that I hate. I am not a fan of I don't like it.
What is your hang
because what if, like, he just painted this thing? What if the ramp slipped or he wasn't lined up right? It would have slipped out. Like, I don't know. So much can go wrong. Wow. I hate ramps. Hate them. But this is what it's like to be a car guy. I know. This is what it's like to be a car guy. So there was multiple ramp sessions throughout this trip.
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah.
And I was on edge for every single one.
It was very, he, according to him, the trailer he got, which I was like, wow, pretty cool trailer, but was kind of an inexpensive, low buck opportunity to have this trailer. So there's a lot of things he wants to do to it and modify it to make it where it'll load up way easier.
Yeah.
But I'll agree with you. There was some definite touch and goes with it. And of course, it's fresh out the booth. So, you're like waiting for he's opening the door. We're all like laying on top of the fenders to make sure nothing gets scratched. But then he's going to trailer this thing for a couple hours.
I know.
And I don't know if you noticed. Well, I think I did say something to you. Like, there seemed like there was still like dust and dirt from like when they do the snow stuff. Like it was
all over.
And I'm like, holy shit! Yeah. Well, there's an easy way to just already get rock pits and stuff in a paint job, but it worked out great. It still looked fantastic.
It did. He shined it up nice. So we got it loaded, and this was the cool part too. So Bob Frizz, which it's Frizz, not Fries. If anyone, I've been calling him Bob Fries for how long? I feel so bad.
And now do a session of sitting down and
I finally asked him,
how do you pronounce your last name?
I feel so bad. So
and he was such a Bob that I can say that now.
He's so Bob.
He's so Bob that he's such a kind person that he's like, a lot of people always pronounce my name wrong.
And he doesn't.
And he just rolls with it. He just rolls with it.
He's so sweet. So anyway, Bob Frizz has
Shaboom,
amazing,
as he's known all over Detroit.
Shaboom.
The man, the myth,
not
legend.
even just all over Detroit.
Well, I'm just saying
all over the country
for sure. As Shaboom.
But he has this great property with all of his cars and garages.
And stuff. Definitely talk about that so all the people can come steal those things.
But that's where we all met up to do this caravan on the way to Frankenmuth. So we got Scott's car loaded up. Shaggy's car was already over there.
Yeah.
And
there was a good 1, 2, 3, I felt like 8, 12 people in a caravan when we finally all loaded up, hitting the freeway. That was fun.
And here we are in a 2023
Jeep
Compass or what?
It
was a Renegade. It was even worse than a Compass.
So if you have one, I'm sorry.
I know.
They're so
I don't like them.
The greenhouse in that thing is so giant. Oh my God. It's like a Jeep Volkswagen is what it was. There's so much headroom. I was like, why is the roof so big in this thing?
I know.
So
we were like
smooth and it did fine.
We were the silly car in this line of really cool cars and trailers and stuff. But we held our own. We kept up.
Yeah.
Johnny did a good job navigating the streets.
The cool part was that Little Daddy Roth and Charlie shows up.
Yes.
And on the back of Little Daddy Roth, it looks like a hazmat team vehicle because he's got 24-hour emergency flake response team on the back of the truck. So like as we're cruising, people are like pulling over, like they thought it was something.
They weren't.
I was like, you need to get a gumball, man, and put it up on top so they'll get out of your way. It's so cool. But yeah, it was cool to see everybody. It was good to see everybody really quickly. We all like, hey, good to see you. Let's go.
Right, and then we left.
Yeah. And then we're trucking along.
Yes.
We're doing a great time. We're all
my goodness
caravan. And then we come around this corner where like 16 different freeways merge into one. And we start seeing white billows of smoke pouring out of the hood of Shaggy's camper. And I was like, oh, that's not good in my head. I wonder if he's overheating or whatever. And sure enough, we pull over. Luckily, there was plenty of room because they're doing construction. And we pull over and come to find out the water pump had basically seized up and didn't burn the belt up or any of that kind of stuff, but it seized up and it overheated really, really quickly. But no damage was done to the car or the thing.
No, and we were just talking about
Yeah, on our last podcast about this is why
traveling in groups.
Yeah, this is why you cruise out with people, and you don't, it's more fun doing that because it was really cool. We're all on a line and we're all, blocking for each other, making lane changes and everything. It was so much fun. And just the thought of like we're all doing the same thing. And then the cool part is them being the chase vehicles of the cool cars. You could see people driving by, like Scott and Shaggy's, real slow, taking pictures and stuff. And you just think to yourself, man, that's so cool because
And I also thought to myself that could have been us.
Yeah, someday
we gotta get our car up there. So quick. I mean, I say quick because it really was for all intents and purposes. It was maybe a 3-hour turnaround.
It was super fast as far as the how fast
they got it fixed.
Well, so we all pull over. It's Shaggy, Scott, us. Little Daddy Roth and Charlie pull over, the vehicle drivers.
Oh yeah.
And so we go to Shag. We're like, shit, man, what are we gonna do? And he's like, well, you guys can just all leave, and I'll just get this thing towed, and then I'll fix it, and I'll meet you guys there. And we're like, we're not leaving you,
right? And
so Scott and Shag start grabbing tools out of their vehicles. And immediately start ripping the water pump out because we're like, there's got to be a town nearby where we can get, it's small block Chevy. We should be able to find a water pump for this thing pretty easily. And, in the midst of all that, my beautiful wife goes, I have to pee so bad. Do you think Shaggy will let me use his camper bathroom? And I'm like, at this moment right now, that's the last thing I'm going to be asking Shaggy. So you're either going to pee on the side of the road or you're going to need to hold it.
Which I wasn't going to do.
And she immediately said, that's not happening. I need a bathroom. So I immediately threw her in the car. I said, guys, I'll be right back. And we bolt out and we start heading. There's got to be a town nearby. Well, 5 hours later, 5 miles, 6 miles later, we find an off ramp and there's a bathroom. And so I start to call Shag, hey, man, we're in a town. You want me to get a part? And he's like, oh, Little Daddy and Hicks have already left to go get one.
So there were already people.
Now, Little Daddy and Hicks know Detroit, but they don't know the area we're in either. So they're just scrambling around as well. So as the story goes, after 5 attempts to get back to where we originally started, we finally made it back to the group. And then we
almost got divorced in the car.
5 attempts. We drove past them 3 times.
Oh my God.
5 attempts to finally get back and found them because the place that we turned off of was the worst place for him to break down.
It was.
Although there was like 3 freeways where you could just like go down an embankment and there was trees and stuff, but you could see from the other road. So there they are. As we have, I guess I got 7 more miles to turn back around, try it again. So we do that. Anyways, so now we're waiting. We're there with them, and they're like, yeah, Little Daddy says he's got the part, after going to 4 or 5 different auto parts store and them asking him, what's the engine size? What's the 5th digit?
Do you know the part number?
Does it have an L on the 8th digit of the VIN number? Like, we're on the side of the road. It's a long shafted water pump. So that's what we need. And they only come in 2 that's either a short or a long. And they're like, oh, but is it an L? Anyway, so after Hicks and Little Daddy dealt with that for baloney, they missed the off ramp like 9 times.
Made me feel better.
So we were made it much better.
Once the part was there, 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
10 minutes.
Shaggy and they all got it running. We were up and running in 10 minutes.
Back on the road.
And boom, we were heading down, and we made it to Frankenmuth very quickly after that. So that was a fun little but there's the reason why you always when you're rolling out to a show, you're rolling out somewhere, take friends with you. And definitely,
it's a whole no man left behind.
No, yeah, absolutely. And not only don't take friends with you, make sure at least one of those guys is pretty savvy.
Handy,
yeah.
So
luckily all those guys were savvy.
We did wind up getting there. We went right to the venue, set up our table, got a game plan of how we wanted to really set it up for Friday morning, because we didn't really. Did we set up Thursday?
Well, we didn't have much to set up.
We didn't have much to set up.
So we kind of helped and watched everybody else set up their stuff. We unloaded Shaggy's camper, got all his heavy stuff from his
metal
table.
workings. Very
Little
cool
Daddy
stuff.
Unloaded like the clown car of like how he stacks.
I don't know how the heck he fits.
There is a whole like the True Value or whatever the name of the parts, the main sponsor of the show, had the big giant tent. And really, I think Little Daddy could have
filled it.
Put all his stuff in that. He had so much stuff.
like their T-shirts were like, hey guys,
yeah.
Do you need a T-shirt?
But epically displayed and done with purpose.
Yes,
we definitely every single time I watch Little Daddy and Hicks set up the booth, I just learn something new every single time. And that was a cool
little
thing.
Tidbits.
That was a cool thing he did too. Is he was sharing with us one of the cool things he shared with us. As we set up our T-shirts on Saturday, finally, or maybe it was Friday. Anyways, he's like, hey, I remember being a kid, my dad would buy these cellophane bags and stuff the T-shirts in the bags. And, Dad liked to, I love the way he always says, Pop liked to raise the table up on an angle. And all these cellophane bags would always slip off the table. And we'd be like, why they're all slippery. And so this is Big Daddy Roth who's saying this, goes, well, when you walk by the table and you see our T-shirts, the bags are shiny.
People like shiny. So we're going to be ordering some cellophane bags.
Yeah. We'll just sit them on top of it and just lay cellophane bags or whatever. Yeah, it's so funny. But it was such a great little tidbit of that's how Big Daddy Roth used to do it,
And it was just great seeing everybody again. Friday morning we showed up ready to go. Friday was like the kickoff of the show. That's really when the show started.
If you've never been to Frankenmuth, it takes place unbeknownst to Ity-B, who thought it was a Halloween show.
You did too. Don't even.
We had packed our Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein costumes, but we didn't need them.
Didn't need them
because it was definitely too hot to do it. No, it's actually raining and stuff. But anyways, Frankenmuth is a Bavarian town. So it's got beer gardens and supposedly the best fried chicken in the world,
which we didn't go to.
We didn't get to get any because someone's gluten problems, and so we didn't do that. But then there was, so the town is gorgeous,
beautiful
flowers everywhere,
architecture,
just really cool brick buildings, and it's just such a beautiful place. And then just the showgrounds.
Giant,
unbelievable how many. I've got photos I want to show you guys eventually here, but there's a overhead shot that someone took, and maybe if you've been on my page you might have seen this photo, but it is on Friday night they do this cool little parade.
Yes. Oh my gosh, guys,
with the 20 baddest cars that are at the show, loudest and craziest, and they all come down the road. So Shaggy, Ron, Shaboom was there.
And the Fight Masters.
Yes, and then also
the Clays.
The Clays also had their vehicles running down the road, which fight broke out in Sue's, and I guess it was taken care of this weekend.
We'll get into
touch
that.
And go for a little while, but apparently somebody won. But it was really cool. So first time,
hit myself.
First, you were so excited. You heard fight, and you're like, "What?"
I hit myself with the mic.
But it was such a cool thing. There's loud things, but and of course, listen, the loud cars were cool and amazing and just so sick sounding. But my favorite thing to watch was Shaboom throwing flames.
Oh my God. I've waited
6
months for this, because when I found out that he had the flame throwing car at Autorama, I'm like, I have to see this.
So
he showed me pictures, and I asked him, that was my first question. I'm like, Bob, are you going to have the car there? And he's like, yes. I'm like, are you doing the flames?
Yeah.
And he did not disappoint. It was so super cool. And I'm kicking myself because he invited me to sit with him and go in the parade. I could have been in the car, and I said no because I wanted to see the parade.
You missed out.
I missed out. I'm so upset. But redemption, because our very last day there, I did get to drive in one of his cool cars.
Well, yeah, but just still, I know it was cool.
Next time, Bob, we have a date.
Maybe there won't be a next time.
There will be. He said.
Okay.
He said next time. He promised me. Let me real quick catch up here.
Yeah, hit some of the comments.
We've got Clyde Hensley, which we had the opportunity to see when we were up there as well. He said yes, it was fun. Tanya Fight Masters joining us. Hey guys, we miss you already. We miss you guys.
It's such a great time with you guys. Thank you so much.
Scott said thanks. I think about all the comments of his car and all. Wiley Vincent said, I hate ramps as well. Right though? It's just scary. Scott did say with reference to the ramps though, gotta trust your guides. I trust Shaggy and Nicole. So his wife Nicole has been doing this with him for quite some time. That's his ride or die. And Shaggy is definitely a ramp. He ramps stuff like so super quick.
Yeah.
Like he's just because he goes to all the shows. So he just knows what he's doing. They both do, really. Ron said, love the table knickknacks. Bob said, I heard that, I think, talking about his name, probably. I think that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Tanya Howell's joining us. Tanya and Brandon Howell watching from Freeland, Michigan. Great meeting you guys in Frankenmuth.
Hey.
Brandon is the gentleman with the cool station wagon.
Yes.
So
we will be talking about that as well.
We will.
We got to get to it. We have so much.
We've already done a half hour. We need to get rolling.
We may have to do a Frankenmuth 2 pod catch up because we can try to bang it out here.
We'll see what we can get through. Jackson Fuller said, well, guys and gals, thank you for my lunchtime entertainment. Got to head back to work. We appreciate you stopping in.
Thanks for stopping by.
Jay Newby's joining us. We've got James Scott Kemp, Auto Value Parts.
Hey, what's up, Auto Value Parts?
Nice. Diane and Ray Kinnery joining us, watching from Joliet, Illinois. Good to see you back.
Joliet.
The
Blues Brothers.
Bob Frizz said had a great time in Frankenmuth. Yes, we did.
So much fun.
Actually, he wrote Frankenmouth, and Shaggy was writing
Frankenruth,
Frank, and
Ruth. Right. I heard some Frankenbooth.
How funny.
Shankenbooth.
Hicks said, I knew you were going to say we got lost worse than you.
Listen, guys.
Look, we felt terrible.
You did. But it's okay.
You guys left for a purpose. We left because I had to pee. So that was worse.
Listen, I would trade the 9 times looking for auto parts versus the trekking down to try to find a bathroom.
Yeah. It was right off the
and let's add in there too. And our secondary try to leave.
Because I left my phone.
She left her phone in the bathroom and then came out to the car and go, I can't find my phone. And I'm like, why are you taking your phone out and putting it in a public bathroom?
I had it in my boob.
I'm so glad I didn't go near those things later. So you had bathroom boobs?
Yeah. Bob Shaboom said, had a fun ride with Ity and singing.
You did, and it was
cool. Loves me. He would have me back at any time.
Well, who wouldn't?
I love Bob. How fun. Let's see. Wiley Vincent said, I'm still here. LOL. We've got Gary Fisher joining us.
Fish on.
James Kemp said, love the picture of my Bronco. I will be in touch. Bet, man. Jay Newby said it was great meeting you guys.
You as well.
We've got Doc Rick Bikey joining us. Hello from a long time missing.
What's up,
Took the night off to watch. And JJ, you're doing amazing on Kona.
Oh, thanks, my brother.
We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All righty. We are caught up, sir.
Awesome. Yeah. So where were we?
We were Friday night, the parade.
Okay. So then the cars go down the thing and we watch, we watch Shaggy driving with the door open and hitting sparks. We got Ron where that car probably would do wheelies the whole way down the road.
Probably.
I've heard some cars with some power, like I think a 35 Ford pickup truck. So there's like no weight to it. And these monster tires and wheels on the back, and just
he got in it.
Oh my God.
I don't know whether his foot probably wasn't on the gas.
No,
that's
the loping
of
the cam that's in there. It's just and every time it would move forward, it would be like almost burning out.
Yeah, and he was like jolting. Yeah. I'm like you'd have to. I would need a whiplash collar
for real. Like I'm surprised that his head wasn't just smashing up against the back of the truck every 2 seconds the way it was.
Oh my God!
But it was so badass. I mean, it sounded so like when he finally did get on it a little bit, it's just like this rampaging beast has come alive. It
was really cool.
Such a sick car. Of course, all of the Scott's and of course the Nova was just monstrous.
The Clay's Nova.
Yeah, so badass.
Yeah, and the Fight Masters, that was a
34
as well.
Ford, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful color too, that orange.
Oh, the orange metallic is sick.
Jay Newby said, "What? Nothing about the toilet paper on the shoe coming out of the bathroom?"
No shoe.
No, that was at the hotel. Do you remember?
Was that me or you?
It was
me. Oh, yeah, that's right. You left your phone in there that time too.
Jay, was that you in the hotel? This is how he knows us from the hotel bathroom.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God.
So we made an impression.
Oh, that was
we had a couple drinks that night.
That was yes. That was after we had walked up and down the boulevard.
That was the parade night, I think.
And we stopped and grabbed a few more little drinky poos, and holy cow, yeah, Ity-B of course had to go to the bathroom somewhere. And so we go to the hotel, and it's
that's
so
hilarious.
Yeah.
So that was Friday, and we're gonna get to the pictures.
But Friday was amazing. The whole city, the whole street, and again, if you've never been
Main Street,
it's just the really cool how they do it. Is they before the parade, everybody's lining up to watch the parade, and so the streets are just packed with people. And there's bands and there's food and there's all kinds of stuff going on. And then they like off to the side streets, you'd have these parking lots, or intersections or whatever. Sorry about that. And they'd be loaded up with cars. And you and I are like, what are they doing? And then Scott,
I don't even think we got to see them all.
Well, all the cars
when we finally walked.
I think, well, no, because there was still a whole nother 2 blocks we missed. But anyways, so then they roll at a certain point, they roll the cars out to the street and park them. And then the parade goes, then they roll them out, something like that. And then we saw somebody get engaged, which was cool.
That was cool.
A proposal. But anyways, then once the parade ends, it ends up at the top of the street, and then you just walk back the other way, and it's just shoulder to shoulder, thousands of people having a fun time. So much fun. Like everybody was really cool. Nobody was being jerks.
No issues.
No, everybody was, into all the cars. There was so many varieties of low riders, muscle cars, 4-wheel drives. I mean, there were
some newer
classics, new cars, old cars, restored stuff. There was just if you're a fan of automotive stuff, Frankenmuth Autofest, you gotta go check it out.
It was huge. I thought Autorama was big, and Autorama was very well organized.
Yes, this was
for them to organize the amount of cars that were in motion.
Unbelievable.
Was crazy. That was unbelievable. That was
really
and
impressive. It's 45 years.
Ron said it was 4 miles long.
Okay, yeah. Man, that feels
I
like
believe
it's longer than that.
So Jay Newby had the red 63 Nova on the street.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
And remembers the toilet paper. I will forever be now Ity-B with toilet paper.
Yeah,
on
you
shoe.
will.
Right.
Or you'll be the lady who asks, "Is that trailer for sale?"
Let's take a peek at some of the photos.
Oh yeah, let's go through some of the photos. So let me go to my personal where you're at.
Ron said controlled chaos.
For sure.
Oh my god.
So let's see if I can share my screen.
We met so many people, and here's a cool tidbit too. We did Autorama, right? So we met a bit of a Michigan fan base up there. Met a lot of repeat people. They came back to this show, and we're like, "Hey, we met you at Autorama," and like faces. I'm like, "I know you.
Yeah.
Where do I know you from?" And he's like, "Autorama," and I was like, "Oh, how cool!"
So let me know when you can see photos.
There's a ton of photos. Yeah.
How about now?
It's just No, this is just a page of small, tiny JPEGs.
There's not one big one.
Nope.
Maybe there's a delay.
Okay, well then we're delaying. We've got Hal Schaefer joining us. Real deal. How about it? Carburetor Man is joined. Welcome, sir. Still not doing it. Interesting. Can you click on individual? Did you save them individually? Where are you?
I'm trying to share that screen.
Are you in Facebook?
No, I'm in my photos.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to get the photos. And if not, then he's just going to need to go to Facebook and share that screen.
So as I click it larger, it's not making any.
No.
Because it's your Facebook that has all them.
So then go to mine.
I guess so. Boring.
Yeah, I take all the photos. I am the social media person. I am the linchpin. I am the shipping and handling, billing, invoicing.
Are you seeing your
name
photos?
it. I got it. No, I'm not.
Nothing.
I'm not seeing your screen at all. It's still on that same JPEG screen. Alrighty. Well, technical difficulties. Let me go back to
I don't know why it's not showing.
our double screen here.
So how about now?
Nope. The show actually ended on Sunday. And I mean, there were still people were closing up probably by noon, I guess, on Sunday. There were a lot of vendors rolling out. I think we wound up leaving at about 2 or so. But we still had a few stragglers in the morning. And then we made it home back to the hotel in the area where we were staying by Shaggy and Taylor. And then on Monday, to close us out, we did head over to Bob's place, and he and Shaggy made some phone calls and had a few people come over and say goodbye. And it was kind of like a little meet and greet thing, or if we didn't get to see you at the show, then you were welcome to come by. So that was cool. He put some snacks out. We got to hang out. And then the ride for me, he took me around. Bob took me around his property. It was the Fortilac. Is that what I was in? It was a red Fortilac, this custom, right? Is that what you would classify it as? Beautiful car, red and white, just gorgeous convertible. But he took me around the property, and we got to see like some of the cars. He's just got like the coolest stuff. He's just really cool cars he's got. So I was so excited to have that time with him. Yep, we are in business with the photos. Okay, great.
So it's there?
Yep. Okay. And that was on Sunday. Can you click on the photo itself without the comments and everything? Or
no?
That's okay. All right. So these are photos of the breakdown. This was first day setup. There's little daddy.
This isn't gonna work.
No,
because it's not in any order.
Sure it is. It's each day. This was day 2. There's Shaggy's car. Oh, there's me. Yeah. Here we go.
Are you going to show that?
We were behind Shaboom.
Yeah, but he didn't do the flames yet.
No, he may not have done the flames here. I think he does when we turn. Maybe not. Scott and Nicole, we were at dinner one night with everybody. Then we've got Shaggy, there's Ron, and there's Bob and Johnny. And then this is the group. We've got the Fight Masters on the left. We've got the Fergusons in the back there, Scott and Nicole. And then we have the Clays, Sarah and James on the right.
I'm not sure those old people were off to the right. We had a private party planned, but they just showed up. No, just kidding. This is like what?
Oh, there's the flames. So I don't know if I got a video of it.
You did.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, this is not going to work.
So. All right. Well, then you at least need to find the photo of the station wagon. So Johnny was given the privilege to judge a category. Shaggy made this really cool award for this category. It was basically a little cutout of Kona with a Volkswagen emblem, and it was the Johnny Jalopy award for what was the category? Just your pick, Johnny's pick. And the night of the parade, when we were walking and looking at the different cars, I said, oh my God, look at this station wagon. So we go walking over the station wagon. It was Brandon Howell's station wagon. And he's like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. This is beautiful. And I'm like, look at it. And it's, guess it, blue and white color scheme.
Do you see it?
Yep. Blue and white color scheme.
Yep, blue
with yellow tinted glass. Yeah. What does this remind you all of?
So I saw this thing parked on the side of the show and was just like geeking out on it and thought, oh my God, this thing is amazing. And it was just so cool. Can you see that now?
Yes, that's Scott's.
Okay, so now the slideshow thing's working.
Okay.
So there's Scott's.
Oh my gosh!
Right out of the paint booth. But yeah, let's go back to the wagon. So this was my pick, and we saw it at the show, and it was really cool. So then on Saturday, I was like, man,
that was Friday night at the parade.
Friday at the parade, we saw the car. We talked to the guy. So cool, such a nice guy, Brandon, and he's like, oh, dude, thanks so much for liking my car. I was like, I just couldn't stop looking at it. I was like, oh my God, that thing is so.
It was really well.
It's just calling to me. And so Saturday we come in the morning, and I'm like, man, I think, what do I got to do? Who do I pick? How do I pick my thing? Shaq, just pick whatever you want. And I'm like, okay.
He was going to take you around the grounds because there were probably like 5 different fields,
thousands of cars
where these cars were.
But as we're talking about it, and there's a pinstriper just off to the left of our big tent and booth. the wagon pulls up, and he's getting some striping done. I'm like, holy cow! There's that.
You don't even have to walk anywhere.
I don't gotta go find it because I was like, well, I don't even know where he's parked. Because I was thinking, I think that's the car I'm gonna pick. So I don't even know where he's parked. And sure enough, he pulls up, and is parked there. And I was like, okay, well, there we go. She's like, you want to go pick a car? I'm like, it's right here.
It drove to me.
This is it. So anyways, we give the award to him, and he was very, very gracious and so awesome. And then proceeds to tell us that the inspiration for the paint scheme was from the Johnny 5.
How cool is that?
The car that Ian and I built on Full Custom Garage that is blue, white with yellow tinted windows.
So there was a reason why you liked it.
I was like, well, that was, because that's my jam right there. So yeah, that was.
He really did a great job
cool.
on it.
Yeah,
so cool. So that was Johnny's pick from the show. So
there's our guy Shag fixing his vehicle as we're off to the side of the road. That was such a cool shot there.
Oh, that's the back of Scott's car going into Frankenmuth. Why is it bunching him up like that?
I don't know. Let me undo it.
There we go.
Yeah, that was a cool shot you took.
Yep.
This was dinner on Saturday night. Such great people to hang out with, and there's so there's the Cheese House. Plenty of awesome food available all over the town, and my beautiful wife goes, "I want cheese."
I did want cheese.
So you went and got
there I am with my cheese.
$75 platter of cheese.
It was $17 for a charcuterie plate, which I shared amongst friends.
I went over there and got a hamburger for $4 and was good. So that was cool. And there's us waiting for the I need to organize. This is not going to work. This is just so out of Anyways, that's not good.
Okay, so Ron said 2,700 registered and another 1,000 not registered. It was the 40th show.
Okay,
so
40th
year.
And Ron has been there since day one.
Probably
since
day one.
So pretty cool. I don't know how many times all the rest of the gang have gone. I got to imagine almost as many times.
Probably. Ron did say sorry couldn't make the after party next time. I know he had a busy day at his
Monday
day job on
Monday. Monday is the day you mentioned to all of us how that's your crazy day. So we appreciate that you.
We were going to come by and crash the party at your shop.
We were going to come and cause chaos.
I was like, we can't do that.
Cause chaos for you, but we heard how last Monday, the Monday before the show, that had already happened by 2.
We didn't want you to lose 2 Mondays.
Would be thugs looking for some sort of decals to do some claims.
He said, "What are the odds of the car on Friday showing up to get striped in front of you?" Definitely God.
It was unbelievable.
And then the story behind it, I know.
Yeah,
it was really cool. That was neat. What else do you want to share?
Oh, you're out of things to talk about?
No, I just didn't know if there was anything you wanted to highlight. I mean, we were going to go through the photos, which was going to prompt some story discussion. But...
Well, yeah, we've already kind of talked about everything that was on the pictures, really, to be honest.
Fantastic time with Little Daddy and his brother Charlie.
Yeah, it's the best.
I got to spend some really good time with Charlie. At dinner on Saturday night, talking to him.
Yeah, I did too.
And his girl.
I think I was sitting near you.
You were.
Yeah.
Just interesting. Just the background. This is I didn't know Big Daddy until I met you, and you introduced me to Rat Fink, and you introduced me to his art, and you introduced me to the cars, and to watch how excited you were about. I mean, so much so that you have the Rat Fink tattoo on your body, permanent. And
he's the inspiration.
And then to see your art and how I see glimmers of that inspiration in your art, and then to be able to meet his sons and to see their creativeness and to hear the stories.
The best is
that's got to be so great for you. It's just to hear the stories.
It's incredible. When I got to meet Little Daddy Roth on the TV show Full Custom Garage was epic, because I was like, oh my God, this is Big Daddy Roth's kid, throwing it down like his dad did. and continuing to do the things that his dad did. It's an aspect of, he builds cars and paints and does all this cool stuff, slings the metal flake. Of course, and that metal flake, the metal flake thing is such a, not everybody likes metal flake. Yeah. It's really kind of, those who do know, it's as I stated on the show, it's good on breakfast cereal. You put that stuff on anything.
They were talking about how like paint shops do not like the metal flake.
Oh yeah, because it gets everywhere.
It didn't even dawn on me, but yeah, it's like
worse
glitter.
Than stripper glitter. Yeah, for sure.
Stripper glipper.
Stripper glipper. That's how much I've been to strippers. I call it stripper glipper.
Stripper glipper. We've got Julie Anderson tuning in from the Pacific Northwest.
What's up,
we
Jules?
love you.
Love
to
you
as
well.
Spud.
You guys are so awesome. Read some comments,
Corey
and then
Siebert.
we'll get into some of the little daddy stories, and then we got to talk about the what we gained from the information from the show.
Corey Siebert said, glad you had a great time. We certainly did. Kevin Malone, you guys need to plan a trip to the Syracuse Nationals here in New York.
Love to.
In July, 8,000 cars, 3-day event. Oh, that would be fantastic too. Hicks wants you to tell everybody about the pickles.
Oh, if you're ever in the Frankenmuth area, in Little Bavaria, and you see a trailer that looks like maybe a 50s Ford or 60s Ford, and it's a bar. It's a bar it's a
pickup bed.
That's out in front of the hotel room. This is the cool thing about Frankenmuth. So, as we talked about the Monday before, cruising is my favorite. Mm-hmm. I think shows where there's where you park, okay, cool. Like the show. This was so, and there was plenty of cars parked. I couldn't get to every car, and there was so many really cool cars that I got to see in motion because Frankenmuth cruises. Mm-hmm. That's what made me. This has become. It's in my favorite of shows now because of that reason, is that there is a cruise that happens. So you can actually walk the streets, see cars rolling up and down, people getting on it, making noise. It's great.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
And to be honest, from what it appeared, the cops seem to be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
About
I didn't see anybody
what's going on. And at the same time, people are being, as respectful and smart as you can be with 1,000 horsepower
with an alcohol powered vehicle.
So anyways, and then there's just parties going on the whole up and down the streets. So luckily in front of our hotel there were some folks that were hanging out and had a trailer that they had built that was a bar, and we saddled up, and they were very friendly to us and
offered us some booze,
offers us some drinks and some fun booze stuff, and then one of the gentlemen had a jar full of pickles, and he was like, anybody want some pickles? And I was like, I don't know if I really want pickles.
I was like, go ahead, babe.
And then he said, these are moonshine pickles. And I was like, oh,
you did raise an eyebrow.
Moonshine pickles. I haven't had a moonshine pickle. I didn't hear the rest of the story, but apparently it had moonshine. Nobody liked the moonshine flavor. So the person dumped it out and then put like Tito's vodka in them. So now they've been saturated in not only moonshine, but Tito's vodka. So I was like, yeah, moonshine pickle, let's do it. So there's a group of us. Hicks was one of them. We all grabbed these spears of pickles.
I don't think Hicks ate his.
I don't know if he did either. I chuck it in my mouth, first 3 or 4 bites.
He's like, oh, it's not bad.
This is fantastic. It's a little pickle juicy flavor. It's got a bitterness, a little salty. And then whatever the alcohol disaster that had been mixed hit, it was like eating jet fuel.
Some of the guys were spitting it out in the grass.
I didn't spit mine out. I ate the whole thing.
You ate it.
It literally was like eating bearing grease.
Can I just say though,
it was so bad.
It did make you more fun.
It didn't affect me.
I know, just kidding. You weren't fun at all. Detroit Rug Company, Nick Crawford joining us.
So much fun. Yeah.
Hello, fam. It's a little late, but I'm here. Just got done teaching my first rug making class.
What up?
So this is Uncle Larry's son.
That's great.
He makes these custom
rugs.
for cars, for your house, whatever you want.
You name it.
So super cool. And he's just a fantastic
Go check him
guy.
out. Detroit Rug Company.
Cute kids too.
Detroit Rug Company. Check it out.
Ron said, I've been to a lot of shows all over the country. This show is a top 10er.
For sure. And again, I now want to find more shows where they do the cruise thing. That is so cool. You know, it's one of the things I do love about our local Bug Jam is that cars are there, but then they do like a poker run from the show, and then they do a cruise out to another little small town that's nearby the big show, and they take over that town and do a car show, and then you come back. A little bit of a
cruise.
So there's some cruising in that. That's kind of cool. So I'm down. That was my most favorite part about it. Was like the big surprise that was like, this is awesome. This makes this even more cooler than I thought it was, just because of how big and amazing it was, and the variety and quality of the vehicles that were there. The beautiful thing about the Frankenmuth show as well is there was from Rat Rod, and there was a lady that was there. It was like a 70-something Chevette, fully stock, but drove it to the show and was a part of the cruise show. I don't know if she was in the show, but it was cool that cars like that even showed up. That was like bone stock. Holy cow, I haven't seen one of those in forever kind of cars that were showing up too. Like, what was really cool, I saw a couple dudes in some mini trucks. That was awesome. There were a couple
trucks that were doing this, or not trucks, but cars.
Wait, they were waving?
No, they were bopping up and down.
The bopping?
What do you call that?
Bouncing?
Bouncing?
Okay.
Is a car bouncing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they were doing. I always thought that was something cool, but then I'm like, how does that not break the front of your car? Like, I'm always so concerned about injury and damage.
Those cars
are meant for that. They must have special shocks and
well, they're either on hydraulic airbags, but generally hydraulics, and they've been designed to take that. They've reinforced everything and that kind of stuff. They're so cool. But yeah, such an amazing quality of different cars and different stuff. So your takeaways from Frankenmuth, babe. So mine for sure was, I love the fact that there's cruising.
Yes.
That to me was cool. I also love the fact that everybody seemed to be cool, that everybody was there. Like, there was a variety of, like I said, there were muscle car. It was, there was not a lot of like, I didn't hear a lot of like, oh, look at that thing. There was none of that stuff. Everybody was like, found something cool
and everything.
And everything. Right, Scott? There was something for everyone. There were some really cool gull wing situations that had happened. Yeah. So my next project, there may be, I don't know, because it was really lime green, maybe. I don't know. Anyways,
my takeaway from the entire show was the people. Again, cars aside,
yes,
the people. Special shout out to Shaggy and Val LeBlanc. Love you guys. Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you for helping to coordinate and facilitate us getting to this show with you guys, and for including us.
To get us to meet all these people, that's really where it all started.
I have a list.
But at the same time, holy cow, the hospitality of our good friend Ron when we got to the show.
Yes. He made sure we were set. He kept checking in
every single time. Was like, he would come over and he'd put his arm around on my shoulder and go, "You having a good time, Johnny?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, this is amazing. I can't even imagine. This is so awesome." He goes, "Great. This is what I wanted."
Yeah.
And kept continually checking up on us, and I really felt like folks really made us feel super, super welcome, and
very welcome.
We are super grateful.
Love you guys
for every single person that we had contact with, including people that. And this is where it's tough for me. Fan people that came up, wanted to take pictures with me and sign shirts and all that kind of stuff. It was so cool. But anyway, go ahead.
So I have Shaggy and Val. Thank you guys. Scott, Nicole Ferguson. We got to know them a little bit better.
That was a cool part about this whole trip.
With them.
is we got to really kind of finally talk to every single person and learn a little bit more. Not a lot about everybody. We still still want to get to know everybody more and more and more. But to be able to, we got to spend time and really kind of get to know some people that we had seen and said hello to and stuff like that. But we finally got to talk to them a little bit.
Right. So the Fergusons, we got to spend some time
that
with.
was awesome.
Had some laughs. James and Sarah Clay. We got to know young couple, beautiful fun couple.
Yeah. They were our fun, fortunate people that were hanging out with the pickle episode.
Yes.
And also when Ity-B became an amazing detective, guys. I don't know if you understand the amount of detective work it takes to find out if somebody is selling something.
3 for sale signs.
When there are 14 for sale signs on it. And the guy keeps talking about, hey, I'm selling this thing. And then Ity-B goes, I wonder if he's selling that. And it wasn't like trying to make a joke. You were like, this is pretty cool. I wonder if he's selling it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
In any case.
It was a great inside joke that whole night.
Yeah. James and Sarah, thank you for hanging out with us and being so kind.
Very cool.
Jason and Tanya Fightmaster with the 34 Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic people. Yeah. We met them at the parade and got to talk with them just slightly.
Well, we sort of said hello a little bit at Auto Rama.
Yes,
but we didn't really get to talk to them.
We didn't really get to chat.
They were up with the cool kids up in the top floor, showing their car, and well deserved to be up there, and such a cool car. But then, we didn't really get to hang out with them much.
But they showed up on Monday.
Yes.
When we were over at Bob's place and got to hang with them there and talk with them a bit more. So that was neat. We're actually inductees.
Well, we're honorary
members
of their gang known as the Michigan
Southeast Michigan.
Wow, you're that was a test, and I think it's out.
What? It's not Southeast?
I'm just saying, I'm giving you the test, so you should know this.
I don't remember the name of it. It's Southeast Michigan Hot Rodders or something like. If somebody someone tell me what the group name is?
Southeast Michigan Hot Rodders Gang.
Yes.
Oh my God. Guys. You asked me to make sure when we did this podcast to do the initiation test. She failed. I passed. So you're out. I'm in.
Well, they're sending me.
Maybe not now.
A shop shirt with the logo on it.
I don't think
I'm super excited.
I don't think they're going to send it now.
Of course, Ron and his wife Debbie said, like, thank you so much again. Bob Frizz, thank you for opening up your home to us and
opening everything.
Yeah, the chips. Those were amazing. The chips were amazing.
No.
I ate the heck out of those
The York
chips.
peppermint patties.
The peppermint patties were the bomb.
Aged. I don't know if you
like he knew us.
I want to tell you, it's huge. Can I also give a tidbit that I don't know if you know, we call it the shaboom. The shaboom is when you take a York peppermint patty and then a few of the Lay's potato chips in one bite. It's an amazing bite. And when you bite into it, shaboom.
Right. In your mouth.
Huge flavor.
In your mouth. Huge.
It's like a ball of fire in your mouth.
Like I said, Clyde Hemsley, we got to hang out with him a bit at breakfast, actually. And Gib, our buddy Gib. We didn't get to pull up the pictures.
Gibbish.
And then we went to that on Monday as well. We hit that speed shop.
Fast Lane or yes.
It's in the photos that you were supposed to be pulling up.
Motor something.
Motor City.
Shamalama ding dongs.
It was such a cool place, though. They had so many different projects going on.
In your photos, I didn't see you post that.
I did post it. It's on the last day.
I didn't see it.
It's the last day in Michigan photos.
I didn't see them.
Like I said, Gary Ploppin came by and said hello. Of course, Little Daddy Raw, thank you so much for being so kind to us again, and for I got my final hugs from him and Mike Hicks.
Yes.
I missed hugs when we were at Autorama. They left before I could do that. So I got to see both of them. It was wonderful spending time with you guys again. Of course, Charlie and his girlfriend Kim was there.
Motor City Solutions.
Motor City Solutions. Yeah. We got to visit a really cool shop. So we appreciate that. I think it was Dan. His name was Dan, I think. Yeah. And then Uncle Larry also showed up the last day, helped us load up and get Shaggy's and Scott's cars up on the trailers.
Yeah, I mean, he just
jumps in. The guy is phenomenal.
The guy drove multiple hours to hang out for an hour and a half or something like that. Maybe a little bit, I guess a little bit longer than that.
He was there for quite
a while. And then just immediately jumped into how do I help everybody. Like was, you know,
and just
I didn't really see him really go look around at much of the vehicles.
He didn't. He was hanging out by us.
Just hung out and made sure everybody was good, and kept checking in on everybody. It was
behind the booth, just asking people how their day was. Did you enjoy the show?
So
just sharing so much love. We just had it was just phenomenal, guys. I can't even say enough good things.
So now that you've seen all these different vehicles, we were talking about this. How are we on time?
We're at an hour 4, so just over an hour.
So we'll make this quick.
We'll do a wrap up here.
So what are your thoughts now that you've seen from crazy street rods, pro street, almost dragsters, custom, mild customs. I mean, you see full restoration vehicles.
My favorite has to be the customs. I love like what Bob did to that Ford Eloque. Like you said, it's a combination of things, kind of like.
And we got to see the Gene Winfield's tribute, the Jade Idol, his Jade Idol 2. It's been in a museum for quite some time now, and Bob had it home, and we got to look at that, be super close to it. That car is amazing.
All of the cars he has
that's true.
Amazing, but I
what's his address again? So that in case you were wondering,
let's broadcast
in care of Ity-B.
The customs are great because I loved like Scott's car. It's like my favorite car, this is going back several years now, was the 49 Merc. And I liked it low and long, chopped, and whatever paint job.
But you've seen Mercury's, because Bob had both. He's got chopped ones and unchopped versions. You've seen Scott's custom,
right? And that is like the same styling.
And then you go look at that wagon that I chose.
I loved the wagon,
which is considered more of a mild custom because it wasn't crazily. It's not chopped,
right?
It's fairly stock, but it's made wheel choices that are specific. Obviously, paint choices and some other accessories and stuff that he had done to it. Of course, it's bagged and stuff like that. Almost caught on fire the last day.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
That was crazy. And then what's even crazier is a lady that I had met in the middle of the day as I was going to get pecans for you and me.
Pecans?
Remember the pecans?
Pecans?
Pecans.
No. What are you even saying right now? Pecans.
They're pecans.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyways, when I was getting hot pecans.
Oh my God.
You say pecans and I say pecans. Anyways, they're super good. Anyways, yummy, amazing.
Yes.
And these people stopped me and were, oh my God, Johnny, I know you're from Full Customer. Blah, 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 blah. Took pictures and a bunch of pictures and stuff. As the station wagons sparking and starting to smoke.
Because as they were all rolling out.
I jump out as Scott jumps out to help the guy lift the hood and stop the fire. I'm like trying to, because there's a huge amount of traffic trying to get out of the show. So I'm like starting to direct traffic now. The same lady comes and starts yelling at me and cussing me out.
But did you cry?
How can you let this car and the car, you are running a terrible show. There's a whole row of us that can't get out. And the cars just keep jumping and going. What are you going to do about this? And I'm like, I don't work here. I wonder if her name was like 10-second Betty. Like, she's got a memory. It's only 10 seconds long. She does. I'm like, I almost wanted to go,
Had you changed your shirt or something?
No, it was the same day.
I know.
I wanted to go to her and go, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you go into your phone and go to photos? And scroll through the last, let's say 10 photos that you took with me and my arm around you as you're like, oh my God, you're so nice. And now you're yelling at me. I don't work here. Oh, it was unbelievable.
Well, Nicole had seen it and she goes, do I need to get out there?
Somebody needed to. This lady was berating me. I felt offended.
Great. I will say the people at the show, great response to Johnny Jalopy and his presence on TV. And we've had people that just watch the show here on Monday nights.
It was so fun to walk down the street and have Scott make fun of me for it. But it was cool as we'd walk. People would be like, hey, aren't you that guy? And I'd go, yeah, that's me. and and then tried to hide into but I'd go talk to him and stuff. It was fun.
Chongo NorCal said, I just joined and the first thing I heard was the peppermint patties.
Yes. Make sure. Listen, if you ever get a chance, I'm telling you, you're going to want to have a shaboom. It's
the
York peppermint patty. I bet even if it was cold, it'd be even better. But a York peppermint patty, and you got to definitely have the large wavy lays. I think that's what he had.
A wavy lays chip.
They were wavy lays, right?
Yep, standard.
Yeah. Were they wavy lays? They weren't ruffles, right? They were wavy lays.
Ruffles.
Bob?
He's probably.
Can you give us the?
He's probably in bed.
Well, then he had chips and salsa, but the shaboom is now. It is a York peppermint patty
and the wavy lays.
And the wavy lays. One bite. You got to have like 3 or 4 wavy lays.
You got to sandwich it
because the York peppermint patty is pretty thick, so you can't just have one chip and a patty. You got to have 3 chips and a patty.
And we're calling it the shaboom.
It's the shaboom.
Scott said, at least you didn't cuss the old bag out like I did.
Oh my God.
You got all over her, I guess.
Did you?
Must have.
I think I was crying at the time. I think I did cry. I might have went to the booth and cried.
David Evans is joining us.
I was crying and could have been.
We appreciate you, David, but we are getting ready to sign off here, guys. We want to just do a quick recap. Real quick, we got to talk about Kona today because Johnny's had a good 2 days now to put some time into this thing. So just get us up to speed real quick, and then let's do a tutorial walk around the car at some point this weekend.
I don't know about a tutorial.
Well, you're not a tutorial. What am I saying? I'm tired.
I don't know.
Drinking a Truly.
Truly. Drinking a Truly. She loves them. They're huge. Okay. I'm working on my Trump. Anyways. So Kona, the sessions of the last 2 days have been pretty awesome.
Yes.
Today was a little frustrating. But nonetheless, for the multiple days now, finally welding in the top of the roof. Had to do some relief cuts because of that spot you were talking about was really sticking up. So it was really bothering me too, because now you pointed it out and I was like, argh.
I'm a perfectionist.
And then I kept trying to work around it with the hammer and get it just the way the metal was laying there just wouldn't work. So I did a relief cut on that, and then it took the pinch away. And it laid flatter. So now it's a lot more even on both sides. So that's good. So now the top will lay pretty darn flat. I finally dialed in my welder to where I was able to really, really start closing off a lot of the bigger holes. I got the heat, my temperature, my settings right to where I could build enough to where I could grind back down, and it was plugging giant spaces, where I'm building up the weld. So I'm into my 3rd spool of wire now of it. So been going through quite a bit of wire and a lot of grinding today and yesterday. But we've got now bottom caps for the cab. The cab is one piece away from completely enclosed.
Well, except for the window. We haven't done the window part yet.
That's not the windows.
I got it.
Thing. And that's a whole. That ain't even nothing. So the back of the cab is one piece away, which I've made the piece. I just haven't welded it in yet. And today I went and bought the bolts and stuff to finally finish off getting the frame set to where it needs to set with the correct rake and where it'll be able to be unbolted and taken off.
Not easily.
I was going to weld it.
I was going to weld it.
Yes, I'm a little concerned about the weight. So I may be doing an old hot rod trick, which is I'm going to take a hole saw to that thing like crazy and make a bunch of holes in it.
For anchors?
No, to take weight away. So what race car guys would do is they would take hole saw or a torch, usually hole saw, and they would cut holes all over the material. So you take away all the weight of those holes, that lessens the weight, and it's still structurally good.
You said you're going to make it so it can tilt.
No, I never said that.
Oh.
Never said that.
Oh.
The tailgate tilts.
Oh.
Never said the
maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Why would I put a dump bed in the truck?
I don't know.
That would be stupid.
Because I was going to say we could just slide it right off.
Slide what off?
That bad.
What are you talking about?
Tilting
wouldn't have anything to do with that.
What? Because we still have to get over that whole engine compartment.
There's an engine there.
Yeah.
Anyways. So so the cab is almost completely done. We've now moved on to the roof and got the roof almost completely welded closed. and I'm now working back forward towards the chop and getting all those giant gaps that were closed off fairly decently, and now where I was starting to get frustrated because I just didn't know how to weld correctly. And now that I've got my welding heat and settings dialed in to close stuff off, I feel pretty confident. Although I did do the doors today, and the material is so thin. I showed you, it was almost like paper.
Yeah,
the metal was so thin. So I'm having to go in and kind of make some patch panels where I'm cutting pieces and
that's okay.
Dropping 20 gauge in there and making new pieces to cover those pie cuts that I made. But at least I'm confident now in my welding settings to where I'm welding stuff. I made a couple patch panels for the sides of the cab. Those went in great. They look good. I mean, again, it's not perfect. This is definitely not show quality.
Do you feel you'll be ready
for
your deadline? Mid-November.
Yes.
We have.
Yes. I mean, the month is almost over. That's why I was pushing
2 months
to get the mounts. I got the rear mounts are set for the bed. The front mounts I got to figure out. That's why I needed it back on. And I got it. I was able to get by myself back on there. And so I got to just make the front brackets.
It's heavy.
Front. That's what I'm saying. Heavy. Front. And the reason why it's so heavy is I'm noticing every time I had to cut, like I cut that spot we made where it was too long. There's a shit ton of Bondo on that thing.
Oh, is there?
Because the truck itself, I think, came from like a show truck.
Oh.
Well, whatever. But it has a ton of Bondo on it. So I think most of the weight is just body filler. So I may have to just grind the hell out of it, just get as much of that off. But I think I'm just going to start like on the tops of the bed rails. I think I'm going to put holes, and that'll take some
for aesthetics too. Is that going to?
Well, it'll look cool, but because it kind of gave it a vintagey race car look.
Okay.
But it also gets some of the weight out of there. I mean, it's a heavy bed,
right?
And I'm thinking the amount of weight I pulled off versus the amount of weight I'm now adding. We don't want to add more weight because then it's going to be super slow, and we don't want that.
Wiley Vincent said, "Thank you for tonight. I love how we can interact with you both. Not just tonight, not just with the podcast, night. But every time we're on here, it's usually a pretty open forum." Chongo said, "Good to see you too tonight. Can't wait to see the Kona all finished." That makes 3 of us.
Yeah, I can't wait to start getting into doing some of the paint stuff we want to do and really
being able to customize.
Start doing the fun stuff.
Right.
I'm enjoying the heck out of the fabrication portions of it. I will say, like at the end of today, I was like, oh, man, I just want to get this thing done.
I know.
That's where I'm starting. I'm starting. Like the last 2 days, there was a moments of where like I don't know if I got the energy to keep going.
These are your sessions. You got to do.
So today's session was a little tough, and there was a few downer moments. But I mean, I was out there for how long was I out there? I went out there at
about 8 o'clock.
8 and
got in at 5.
Yeah, so I was out there all day.
Bob just made a shaboom.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Is it good?
And then Chongo said, "I'm definitely trying one tomorrow."
Try a shaboom. I'm telling you, Bob. Shaboom, was the shaboom good? Shaboom, was it good?
Chongo said, "Fabricate, don't hesitate, and a patch of 12 gauge. Get it to your imagination."
Yeah,
you've definitely been using a lot of trial and error out there, and
yeah,
I think you're seeing now that the time that you put in early on and the mistakes you made are helping you move a little bit faster now.
Yes.
So it's going to be great, guys.
Like the last 2 days felt like they're so slow. Like I was like, I didn't accomplish very much, but I also did a lot of that's the thing that, listen, when you're talking to body guys and why it takes so long to build a car and stuff, and you guys are already that fabricate already know this. So, but to those that don't fabricate and don't understand, when you're welding back in sheet metal and you're doing, you're welding it in, you can't just run a bead of weld. Otherwise you warp the metal or melt it back, blow it out, all that stuff. So you've got to make small little welds. So take a 12-inch, a 15, 20-inch piece of steel that a whole square. Mm-hmm. And imagine how many times you're having to weld, and then let it cool down, hit it again, let it cool down, hit it again. That takes time. Like hours and hours for just a 20-inch piece of steel, probably is a couple hours worth of work to get it welded in and completely welded in.
So what you're saying is that it's not like hot glue.
It is nothing like hot glue. So that's been the part that's been like a little challenging, is I've spot welded in everything and got it all mocked up and stuff, and now I'm trying to
just take your time,
basically finish weld them, which is where they're completely welded in, and there's where the time is. Like today, completely welded in the top of that piece I made for the back of the cab. And that was most of the day, welding that in, grinding it down, making sure, there's a couple spots in it, weld it again.
But look at where you started compared to what you are now. Like the vision
Listen,
is coming
I will
together.
tell you, when I roll it out into the driveway and I stand next to it, and it's so low because of the chop. Oh, and I look at it, I'm just like, this thing is going to be sick down the road.
This has been your vision since the day I met you, is to be able to do something like this.
Yeah.
And come up with your own creation. So
and do it myself. And that's, to be honest, other than the suggestions and advice that I've gotten, which has been fantastic, the accomplished feeling of I've done this myself. I can now take this bug that was built by somebody else, and it was, and I always felt very much like I don't want to take away the Roger, who was the guy that built that bug, away anything and say, I'm the one that built it. I knew what he did, so I could say, this is what, the front was stretched,
been done,
and this
is how you would
stretched,
phrase it.
and yeah. But to now be able to look at that thing, because it's a completely different vehicle.
Oh, sure.
And go, I did that. Here's how I did that back panel. Here's how I did this. Yeah, that's why this looks so shitty. Because this is my first time. It's my first true.
I'm excited about it.
Attempt.
We've got James Clay on the broadcast. Welcome, sir.
And I can tell you out there in the social media land, YouTube, all this, Facebook, if you're sitting on the bench, on the curb, looking at your project or thinking about starting a project, stop thinking about it and get out and do it. There are plenty of ways to learn. The best way to learn is just to go out and make the mistakes. I've learned so much by the failures that I've done and had daily. It's daily failures, but there's something about the daily failures. There's something about getting out, pushing yourself, trying yourself, testing your abilities, your faith in yourself, the support of people. You'll find friends and that are going to be, look at all the people that are just like, hey, your project's coming along great. That is such motivation to continue to keep going, because at least the vision of it is looking right. But I'm going to tell you, you out there who are thinking about starting a project, or you have a project in your garage, or maybe you stalled on a project because you got frustrated, get back out there, kick the frustration to the curb. You're going to have frustrations. You're going to run up against times where you just want to sit down and cry because you're like, how did I screw that up? But I'm telling you, as my good buddy and mentor, as far as the fabricator is concerned, Ian always says, it's just metal. You can fix it. And I've boogered up so much stuff and cut out stuff. I was like, I can't believe I'm cutting this out. Cut it out, put a patch panel in, and welded it in, and it came out great.
Yeah.
Where I was like, holy cow, I just did that. I can't even believe I just did that. That would pass. I mean, that's like, you can't even tell. I have spots in my car that you can totally tell I booger welded it up. But there are spots now that are starting to happen where you can look at the metal and you go, you wouldn't even know there was cuts made. That's the cool part. I'm starting to get little moments. They're little moments. Not talking about the whole car, because you can tell I don't know what the hell I'm doing by looking at what I've done. But there are little spots that I've stepped back and gone, holy cow, I cannot believe I just did that. So you can do it too. So get out in the garage, get out on your project, get to it. You can do it. Have faith. You have the abilities. And if you need some support and you have questions, I'm not an expert, but I'd be more than happy to help any way I can.
I don't know if you heard me. I told you James Clay is on the broadcast tonight.
Oh, what's up, James?
There's a little bit of bad blood between the Clays and the Fight Masters at Frankenmuth because of awards won.
Yeah,
however,
stuff happens.
I think they was joking. They were joking. They're good friends. But they settled it on the, I said Mulan, but it's not.
It's not Mulan. It's not a Disney theme park.
I think it's Milan.
Milan. Yep.
Milan Drags.
Pretty cool.
A show that Shaggy put on this past week. And so they all did Frankenmuth 2 weekends ago, and then this last weekend,
everybody was
another car show back at it.
Yep. Bob was out there with the Shaboom. How is he called? Shaboom Gone Crazy, I think is what it's called, or Shaboom Gone Wild. That's it. That's like I got a blower sticking out the hood and stuff like that. The still shoots flames, but is it like
he loves the flames?
Still can drag race too, which is sick. So it does like all that stuff. Everybody was out there. It was so cool to see everybody kind of running down the strip. How neat is that they,
And there was some lady, I want to say it's shoot. It was some girl was taking photos.
Oh, phenomenal.
I forget the name of her of her photography business. It was really good. Her photos were phenomenal. She did a great job on it.
Just to give a shout out.
But congratulations, James, on your win. Julie.
Oh, and of course our buddy from Speed and Shine was there at the Frankenmuth too. We can't forget
Mike
him.
Sadler.
Yes. I just want to make sure we didn't forget him.
Yes, he was there. He did stop by and did chat with us a bit. Julie Lutzinger wants to know, how's the sloppy jalopy food truck idea coming along?
Oh,
that's
my
our
God.
retirement.
It would be so
that's
good.
Our retirement.
It would be so good.
Nicole said it's never a failure if you learn from it. Ron said, great show. Keep up the good work.
Oh, thanks, my friend.
We have had just a blast, guys. Thank you so much.
I am not finding who...
Maybe. Brandon and Tanya Howell, thanks so much for the recognition. Great show tonight. Oh, James said it's My Land.
Chick's Eye View is the name.
Yes, a Chick's Eye View.
Yeah, phenomenal photos.
Oh my God, they were great.
So
kudos to you.
Whoever that is.
I don't know if we know you.
If you all know that person, let her know. Phenomenal photographs of the event. So,
yeah, fantastic.
Really cool.
All right. Oh, Kathleen Harrigan says, rad. Thanks for joining us.
I'm so sorry we didn't get to see you in Detroit. Maybe our next visit, we'll get to see Kathleen.
For sure.
It'd be great to meet you in person.
All right, guys. We're at almost an hour 30 here, so we need to get heading off.
Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with us here at Sketchy Live. Please let us know in the comments if you like the podcast format as well as an added fun. And again, those that have always showed up for drawing and learning about sketching and drawing. We haven't stopped doing that. We're going to continue to do that, but we would love some feedback as far as how this podcast format is going. If you really like it, because maybe it might be something that we either add as maybe another day. Who knows? But it would be great feedback to know if you are
gives Johnny an opportunity to chat with us, because when he's drawing, it's really
hard, and I feel bad. There's moments where you're kind of out in the wind because people are watching what I'm drawing and they're maybe not commenting, and there's dead air, and so this allows where we're kind of sometimes fighting to try to just get what we're talking.
You're a talker. No doubt about it.
The subject matter out there that where we're not taking too much time. We could do a 4-hour podcast with no issues. But it would be great feedback to know in the comments. Please head over to YouTube if you're watching on Facebook, and at least watch a little bit. Let the algorithms know over on YouTube that this podcast is something, Sketchy Live is something you like watching and viewing. And those that are watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe.
And with that, I think we are going to head out. What do you got?
Yeah, no, that's. I just so great. Oh, JohnnyJalopy.com. Don't forget to go over
on the bottom there.
Still I got to talk about it. Don't forget to grab some merch,
shirts.
That you were going to talk
hats.
about. Weren't you going to do the thing?
No, we're not going to do it tonight.
Okay. Keep your eyes out. We may have some sort of specials going on because we got a few items that we did not sell in Frankenmuth, and we print on demand, so we have some stuff already pre-printed. That we're maybe going to do it at a little fun show discount. So keep your eye out for this week to see that. Good time to grab some cool merch. And as always, we love hanging out with you guys. I'm Johnny Jalopy. This is Ity-B. You've been watching Sketchy Live. We sure appreciate you. The podcast. Hang in there. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you guys soon.
You got to do your still shot. Okay.
We'll see you guys again soon, very, very soon. And we'll see you next Monday. Stay
sketchy.
We'll see ya.
Bye.